We are taking a look at the answers to Alligator Answers on page 541. First question number 1, according to the second paragraph of the essay, what were some early interactions between Aunt Belle and the alligator? What's nice about this is it tells you according to the second paragraph. Okay, so we know just to go back to the second paragraph, which happens to be down here, starting with, finally Aunt Belle would get as close to him as she wanted, and they would stare at each other for some minutes. Then my aunt would jump up, wave her arms in the air, and shout, "Woo!" With a tremendous leap and flop, the alligator would throw himself into the water. The little drops from that splash would reach all the way to where we were standing, and my aunt would come up the bank drenched and exultant. "I have to show him who's boss," she would tell us. So really what they're asking whenever they say describe the interactions, they're basically saying summarize the second paragraph. So that's really what you want to do, is you just want to go ahead and summarize the second paragraph. And so your answer would probably look a little something like this. According to the second paragraph, Aunt Belle and the alligator would stare at each other for a long time until Aunt Belle jumped up and scared the alligator back into the water. Now for 1B, I'm going to stop the video and we'll talk about it. Infer, what does Aunt Belle mean when she says she has to show him who's boss? And we'll talk about what that means. 2A, what words and phrases does White use to describe the bellowing of the alligator? Again, you have to go back in the book and just do a little bit of search there. But if you see, we first come across the word bellow right here on page 540. It says later Aunt Belle taught that alligator to bellow on command. And so what they do is they kind of describe how Aunt Belle starts to teach the alligator to bellow, but the question was more about what were some words and phrases to describe the alligator bellowing. So it's going to be down here in this paragraph. Okay, with then my aunt would turn off the engine, we would all stop breathing, the alligator would swell up. That's the beginning of the bellowing. The alligator would swell up, he would lift his head, arch his tail, and bellow. The sound would come from deep inside. It was not loud, but it had a carrying quality. And then we go to our answers, and we put something together, like the author describes the alligator as swelling up and assuming a special position to bellow, and then letting out a low, powerful roar. And then on to 2B. How would the story have been different if White had used a more realistic style to describe the scene? And again, we'll stop the video and we'll discuss that. On to 3A, compare and contrast. How are the alligator and Aunt Belle similar at the end of the essay? So what you really want to take a look at is you want to take a look at their growth over the years, what has happened to them over the years. And really, Aunt Belle and the alligator are both older and less energetic at the end of the essay. That second part, how does the relationship change? The relationship changes because they seem to respect each other instead of being enemies, because they don't seem to be as mad at each other towards the end of the essay. And then number 4, we're going to go ahead and discuss just in class with the integration of knowledge and ideas.